did this morning. Did it with a kind of a time-lapse video because I just did it in real time, and it's not actually finished to where I'd like it, but it's finished that it's playing and together enough to play. So first of all, let me tell you where I got this thing. Actually, I'll just play it a little. So this has, let's see. This has a clean channel and distorted. Doesn't sound that great, but this is like a little amp that I had that sounded worse than this when it was in its original box with the original speaker. It's either a Squier, I guess a Squier, is an SP10, had a tiny little speaker and a tiny little box. So that's the amp part. The speaker part, this is a Sony speaker made in Japan, and that was on an old tube. It was a tube projector or reel-to-reel, I can't remember. It was something I found in the trash. This is something I probably bought. So as far as where did I get this box? Well, probably have had this for over 3 years. And so the box came, or a case, it's actually a case. It's a case for a Boucher saxophone. So a music teacher, his name is Mr. Holland, music teacher at a Christian school that I've been associated with for many years. He said that he knew I did junk art and scrap art and welding, and he said he has all these instruments that have been on shelves for years and years and years, and they were told that they weren't worth fixing. Would I want them? And of course I said yes. So one day he gave them all to me. I had them mostly at my work, which is a garage, and I'm glad that I didn't do anything with them. Since they were mostly like brass and woodwinds, things like that, I'm usually welding with steel, so I didn't quite know what to do with them, so I left them alone for a while. So I didn't touch them. They were sitting in the garage. I always thought this was cool. This is a really, really old Mickey Mouse decal. So I thought this was cool. However, this inside of this smelled so bad that I really couldn't use it for anything at the time. And it also had a saxophone in it. Okay, so an antique dealer and an artist that I've known comes into my garage and he sees this and he says, "That's really old." And he said, those saxophones have a lot of value too. And so we opened it up and looked at it. He's like, "Yeah, this has value." And he showed me some that had sold on eBay. So probably back when the music teacher was told they weren't worth anything, that was before eBay. That was probably 30 years ago or more, judging by the smell of the mustiness. So there was no eBay, there was no way of selling them maybe locally, and whoever did repairs said it wasn't worth fixing. So this antique dealer told me it was valuable. So I have another friend that sells on eBay, and he also has ties with this school. So he listed the saxophones, and they sold for several $100s. I can't remember if there was 2 or 3 saxophones. There was also some flutes and some clarinets, but I think it was the saxophones that had the most value, obviously. So they sold on eBay, and this guy that, like I said, that sells on eBay and has ties to the school, he donated the money, back to the school music program. So it was pretty cool how that worked out. And the reason why I kept this, it smelled so bad that even the saxophone smelled bad, of mustiness, but it's metal, so I would assume that could be getting rid of. But this smelled so bad that you couldn't sell it. And it had a purple, like velvet interior. It was very pretty. I don't think I have any pictures of it, but it was very pretty, and I kept it for over 3 years now, and I always wanted to put an amp inside it, because, you know, what else can I use this for? So I finally, and it still kind of has a tiny bit of smell, but it's not that bad because I ripped out all the velvet and I just painted it black. I mean, it was really hard to rip it out. It was a chore. So I finally, this morning, I just took like an hour and I put it in there. It's not finished because I have to get a couple screws in here. This is just held in with one screw right now, and I put some hot glue around the area around here and around the speaker just to keep it from vibrating. And I want to get some contact cement and try to save whatever is left of this handle leather. And I don't like this. I kind of like that it said Sony, but it just doesn't match. So maybe even before I post this video, maybe I'll find something that goes here better and I'll share a picture of it. But as I said, I did this in real time. I didn't pause the video as far as I remember, and I just looked around my basement here for something that would work with this, and I couldn't find anything offhand. I might find something again by the end of this day, just out in the garbage or anywhere. I don't know, but I will try to find something that'll go more with this theme here. All right, well, I looked around. I couldn't find anything better that I liked for the cover of for the speaker cover. So since I had an extra, well, I had two speakers. The one didn't have the Sony logo. I figured that I'd paint it with whatever paint I had, and the only one that I thought would work, since there's red in his clothes, and red has, I don't know, it just looks a little more vintage. I thought that would work, so, and I was able to add my Fender logo. So I think it looks a lot better. I just need to find the trim for right here, and then I'll call it a day. I won't be able to find that for this video, but obviously I'll find it and probably share this, you know, later on. You'll see it in the background and in my other videos.